No matter where you hear it, if it's on a record, a cassette tape, a CD, or even the radio, there are just those songs that will hit you with a powerful lyrical message. Bob Dylan, John Lennon, Led Zeppelin are some of the bands and artists that have made a lyrical mark in the music world. Some songs helped change the world and make it a better place. The effect that a simple song can have on the world is real and tangible. The power of words, whether sung or spoken, can change minds and can move people to action. Great songs can crystallise a moment in time or encapsulate transitions in culture. They influence events and alter the course of history. We will discuss songs that have changed the way people think and act, and in doing so have changed the world. This documentary explores the social and cultural legacy of each song. The Seekers, first Australian popular music group to achieve a major chart and sales success in the United Kingdom and the United States. Keith Potker, founding member of the Seekers, can relate to being a songwriter himself.
When I'm writing with other people, of course, they bring their creativity to the whole event as well. Sometimes you come up with a glorious, happy song, and sometimes you come up with a sad song.
They've killed my love. Here comes the story of the hurricane.
Hurricane, Bob Dylan. Dylan had been inspired to write it after reading Carter's autobiography. The song is featured in the 1999 film The Hurricane, about Carter's life. The middleweight boxer Carter was charged with a triple murder, which occurred in New Jersey in 1966. Carter and John were found guilty of committing the murders, which were widely reported as racially motivated crimes, and both were sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences.
That was certainly a major injustice that was done to that man.
I saw him leave and he says and he stops.
He wrote the song in a cinematic fashion to add more of an effect to the song.
Put it to music and brought it to the attention of probably millions of people who would never have known that man's story.
After meeting with Carter in prison and meeting a group of his supporters, Dylan began to write Hurricane in a cinematic style. The song was one of Dylan's few protest songs of the 1970s and was his 4th most successful single of the decade. War, what is it good for? Edwin Starr, a blatant anti-Vietnam War protest. It was a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in 1970. There was a conflict surrounding the debate of whether or not to release War, so Starr volunteered to re-record it and create the song to match a James Brown-influenced soul shout. The single version of War was dramatic and intense, depicting the general anger and distaste the anti-war movement felt towards the war in Vietnam.
And the song inspired many people across the nation to be against war.
The original song was really by The Temptations. It struck a chord with the American public and resonated with growing public opposition to the war in Vietnam. Fans from across the nation, many of them college students and other young people, sent letters to Motown requesting the release of War as a single.
But Where Have All the Flowers Gone is a song about the foolishness or the idiocy of war, and it goes, where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Young girls pick them, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? And then it goes on, where have all the young girls gone? Gone to young men, everyone. Where have all the young men gone? They've gone to soldiers. And where have all the soldiers gone? They've gone to graveyards. And where have all the graveyard's gone. Long time passing, where have all the graveyards gone? Long time ago, where have all the graveyards gone? They've gone to flowers, everyone. When will we ever learn? When will we ever learn? So, you know, it's a very strong message in that song, but it was written a long time ago.
Pete Seeger's lyrics show how war and suffering can be a cycle in nature. Girls pick flowers, men pick girls, men go to war and fill graves with their dead bodies, which get covered with flowers. Imagine, by John Lennon. The song's rich melody helps us to imagine and bring us through the thoughts of the world.
Well, it makes me think that we're all a bit stuffed up, actually. You know, we should be spending more time caring for each other than squabbling and fighting and carrying on like twits.
This song is a strong political message that is sugar-coated in a beautiful melody. Lennon realised that the softer approach would bring the song to a wider audience, who hopefully would listen to his message. Lennon was asking us to imagine a place where things that divided people, such as if religion didn't exist, it would be a much better place.
Imagine all the people. Yeah, what Lennon's saying there, imagine no religions. Gosh, I mean, it would be amazing if we could ever achieve that, and people could have their faith, still have their faith, but they don't need to use that faith to try to differentiate themselves from people. They should be using whatever their faith is to, or our faith is, to bring people closer together rather than separating. Short little excerpt. Anyway, great song.
Pink Floyd's 1979 rock opera, Another Brick in the Wall, is a protest song against rigid schooling in general. Roger Waters wrote this about his views on formal education.
He hated his grammar school teachers and felt they were more interested in keeping the kids quiet than teaching them.
But Another Brick in the Wall is, yeah, talking about whatever the heavy weight that sometimes can be brought on onto children growing up and influencing them perhaps the wrong way.
The concept of the album was to explore the walls people put up to protect themselves. The song featured a children's choir that really made the song and could really relate it to the kids. There was some controversy when it was revealed that the choir was not paid. It also didn't sit well with the teachers that kids were singing an anti-school song. The chorus was given recording time in the studio in exchange for their contribution. The school received £1,000 and a platinum record.
It was in the key. Creedence Clearwater Revival we're talking about here, Who'll Stop the Rain. That's an interesting lyric to me because of John Fogerty using the rain as a metaphor for trouble. Well, I mean, everyone loves rain. If you know, we all need rain and water, etc. But using the metaphor of the rain is an interesting way for him to have gone with that lyric because of talking about that being a metaphor for the problems that we face in the world and have done for centuries.
refers to who will be able to stop the war.
Who will stop the rain?
Who Will Stop the Rain? Group leader John Fogerty wrote this. Like some of his other songs, like Fortunate Son, it is a protest of the Vietnam War.
This caused heated discussions because of the lyrical content.
Shortly after its release, the song caused heated discussions about its lyrical content. Women's organisations and others in the family planning field criticised Madonna for encouraging teenage pregnancy, while groups opposed to abortion saw it as a positive pro-life message. The song also caused her first conflict with the Vatican during the Who's That Girl World Tour.
It caused conflict with the Vatican because it was dedicated to John Paul II, who urged fans to boycott Madonna's tours.
Kids need to grow up and give them enough space to be able to grow up.
As the song's popularity increased in the US, so did the criticism and support it received from groups concerned with pregnancy and abortion. The song was written by the lead singer of the band, and it is about the troubles in Northern Ireland, and in particular the killing of 2 children in an IRA bombing in Warrington, England.
It was a protest song by the Irish band. It laments the troubles in Northern Ireland, particularly the killings of 2 children by the IRA.
It was just as that second warning was coming through that the bombs exploded in Warrington. The first confirmed death was that of a 4-year-old child. Witnesses saw another victim, a teenager, lying nearby.
This song met great success in many countries, including France, Belgium, Austria, Australia and Germany, where it topped the charts. It was written during the Cranberries' English tour in 1993 in memory of 2 boys, Jonathan Ball and Tim Parry. It features a heavy guitar riff which is uncharacteristic of the band's usual sounds, more alike to the grunge alternative metal sound that was popular at the time than their usual alternative rock style.